Hello everybody and welcome to Exeter St David's railway station. Now today I'm going to be sampling some of the ex-Manchester Enviro400 buses that have recently transferred down to Stagecoach South West, mainly to their Matford bus depot in Exeter. Now the majority of these ex-Manchester Enviro400s used to operate with Stagecoach in Manchester, and a few of them have been on loan with Metroline Manchester for a brief time. Most of these are Enviro400 Tridents that wear the Stagecoach local livery, which is the livery you're seeing right there. However, some of them also wear the Stagecoach Beach Ball livery, which is this livery right here, and there is one very special bus that I will be coming on to later on in the video. As for now, my first bus was arriving at St David's Station to take me on the short journey into Exeter City Centre on Service 4. This was vehicle 19271. Arriving into Exeter City Centre on Cheek Street, which is located opposite Exeter bus station, which is where the majority of our next buses will be departing from. Here we have a lineup of Enviro400 Tridents as well as an Enviro300. Here is another Enviro400 Trident that we saw earlier at St David's Station. This is a proper Trident, which has a proper Trident engine, unlike all of the ex-Manchester Enviro400s, which I believe have a slightly different engine. This is on the 4A service bound for Exeter Airport. am now at Exeter bus station, and here is a bus on the number 1 service bound for Columpton. We'll be riding on the number 1 quite a few times today, as most of the ex-Manchester Enviro400s were on the number 1 service. I'm not too sure if this Enviro400 was ex-Manchester or not. I couldn't really see the fleet number or registration plate. Even if it was an ex-Manchester Enviro400, we had just missed it by about 5 seconds. Here is our next ex-Manchester Enviro400 arriving into the bus station on the 1 service towards Columpton. I'll be taking this to Hillside View or Hillside Gardens. I can't quite remember the name of the stop, located near Broadclyst. As we leave the bus station, you can see one of the Scania Enviro400s, which is wearing the new Stagecoach dark blue livery, which has the new Stagecoach logo on, which says Stagecoach, we've got you. I quite like the livery. I'm not too sure if the dark blue works well though. I think it would be better if it was plain black. arriving at the Hillside Gardens bus stop near Broadclyst at a place called West Clyst. Now I'm here at Hillside Gardens, it's time to reveal what the odd vehicle in this video will be. Now the majority of ex-Manchester Enviro400s were like that one that we just went on, which wears the Stagecoach local livery, albeit there are a few others that wear the Stagecoach beach ball livery. However, this one, apart from one other one which hasn't been tracking since January, is the odd one out. This wears the Magic Bus livery. I don't think Magic Bus ever made it down to Devon, so this is the first Magic Bus vehicle to operate in Devon, albeit on a normal route, not a Magic Bus route, since I don't believe Magic Bus actually exists anymore. The last routes were in Manchester. What a coincidence. Anyway, this is one of the better Enviro400 Tridents I've been on, albeit in a bit more worse condition. Manchester does use its buses quite a lot. Bus was introduced on the Stagecoach bus network, the buses wore their own bespoke bus branding and livery, just like this vehicle that I'm on right now. However, the buses also had their own unique interior and route branding. Nowadays, Magic Bus no longer exists, and even when it did exist in Manchester and other places up north, in recent times they just used normal Stagecoach buses and put special branding on the outside of the bus. Anyway, there goes the bus towards Exeter city centre. I alighted the vehicle at Whipton Shops to get on the one service 15 minutes behind to get on another ex-Manchester Trident. After all, that's what this video is about. There goes an MEN 18.240 LF ADL Enviro400 on one of the local services around the local area, around Digby. Here is my next ex-Manchester vehicle arriving at Whipton Shops. This was vehicle 19282 and I'll be taking this into Exeter bus station once again. This vehicle had previously been on loan with Metroline for a brief period of time.
We're not going to Exeter.
Jake's on that spot.
Whatever I say.
Yeah, they're
Tell Jeff the first ever time you played bowling.
Oh yeah, he got stoned.
And what do you want?
We're not actually stealing for Granny because we just want money. Follow me. Can you spell that?
No, I can't spell it. I don't want to spell it. Yeah,
we always say that we really like capital in this thing, so have like a
No, you've done it all.
Here I am passing through Sidwell Street. This is where the majority of local services, with the exception of the A bus service, terminate and start, along with a number of other long-distance buses operated by independent operators.
I've never been in here.
Here I am arriving at Exeter bus station, which isn't actually that old. I believe it's only around 3 years old. Here we can see a number of other Stagecoach vehicles, including another Trident, as well as a few Scanias. Thank you. After a very long wait, here comes my next bus, which was running around 15 to 20 minutes late. This was another ex-Manchester Enviro400. I'm not too sure what the number of this vehicle was, and this was this time on the 55 service, which runs direct between Exeter, Stoke Cannon and Tiverton. I'll be taking this to Duryard on the outskirts of Exeter. I was going to take it to Stoke Cannon, however the bus was running late and I didn't even know if my return bus was actually running or if Stagecoach had cancelled it again. arriving at Duryard County Bridge. There goes Stagecoach Southwest 19269 on the 55 surface towards Tiverton via Stoke Cannon. Once again, I've got off at Duryard, not Stoke Cannon, because that bus was running around 20 minutes late and I had around a 20-minute connection at Stoke Cannon. And I didn't really fancy waiting 30 minutes for the next 55 bus to take me back into Exeter if I missed the bus in Stoke Cannon. However, I wasn't even aware that my next bus was running. As it turns out, it was, and it was 19272, the sister vehicle to 19271, and also wears the Stagecoach Beach Ball livery. I'll be taking this back to Exeter bus station in the city centre. This is probably the best vehicle, along with the Magic Bus vehicle, that I travelled on today. Arriving back at Exeter bus station, where you can change for a number of local and long distance buses, all operated by Stagecoach Southwest. No other bus operators serve the bus station, with National Express coaches departing from, I think it's Cheek Street, just across the way. It departs just across the way on one of the side streets, and with Flixbus and the Southwest Falcon departing from other stops around the city. Although you can change here for a number of Stagecoach buses, the number 4 isn't one of them. I've got to walk to Paris Street to get on the bus back towards St David's Station. am now at Paris Street, where a number of local bus services stop and pick up, along with a few long-distance buses, such as the 55 I went on previously. Here we can see a number of Scania Enviro400s arriving before my number 4. There is also the 369 bus, which can take you all the way to Morcher Bishop. This is also operated by Stagecoach and was previously operated by Dartline. And after then, but before my bus, was another number 4 bus, which was an Enviro400. Here's my final bus of the video, which was once again 19271. We started with this vehicle, and now we're going to end with this vehicle. This was still on the number 4 service, and here I am boarding the bus at Paris Street. This bus was pretty much on time, and actually arrived a few minutes ahead of schedule. Whilst we're sat here at the traffic lights, we get a good view of all of the buses running down the main high street in Exeter, although I don't think this is actually called the high street. It might be though, I might have just got the names mixed up. A lot of people complain that it's bus only because they don't see the buses coming even though they're massive, and they don't hear the buses coming even though they're very, very noisy. A lot of them are, at least, because it's Stagecoach, and just run across in front of the road and maybe even get injured because they don't take any notice to the buses, all because they don't see cars and taxis running up the road. But I think it's quite a good idea that they've made it bus only. It makes the area far nicer, it makes it great for bus spotting, and overall it just makes it a nicer environment, especially for people who are actually using Exeter's public transport. Passing the back entrance into Exeter Central Station. Although this is called Central Station, most of the long-distance train services towards London, apart from the South Western Railway services, stop at Exeter St David's Station, which is actually quite far outside the city centre and is more on the outskirts of the city. Although Exeter Central Station does get served by a number of bus services, if you're going to the bus station or city centre, it's easier just to walk. It's only about 5 minutes down the road. Here I am arriving back at St David's Station, where my journey for this video will end. Thank you very much for watching this video, and just before I leave you, there were 1 or 2 more ex-Manchester Enviro400s out. I just managed to miss them, since I believe one of them was also on the 4 service, going in the complete opposite direction. As well as that, if I had stayed on the 55 bus and went all the way to Tiverton, there was an ex-Scotland Optare Solo on the Tiverton town service, but I didn't actually know that that was on the town service in Tiverton, so therefore I got off at Duryard and headed back into Exeter city centre. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one, where I go on some quite exciting adventures. There's a lot of exciting videos coming up, at least from me anyway. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone!